You're watching Oilers Nation Everyday with Tyler Yaremchuk. Your one-stop shop for all things Oilers.
A chance to move within 2 points of the Vancouver Canucks. It all comes down to tonight. Oilers, Utah, next. Let's get into it with the lead. Came to me as the intro was playing.
You know, that's maybe you should get into improv.
It works. I was also going to make a joke about Oilers looking to steal 2 points like they're Ipe Mizuhara. Hey-o! Allegedly, according to the FBI. Welcome into Oilers Nation every day, live from the Sports Closet studio and live on the Oilers Nation YouTube. Damn it, our mics aren't working? Yeah, Aaron, fix them.
They say they are.
All mics appear to be off. Mics aren't on. Tyler, you sound like you're at Rogers Place.
Oh, so you get to hear that gold joke that you just told?
I just want to restart the show, honestly. I don't think the audio sounds right from Rusty. Gonna be tough.
Dudes?
Mike nudes? No, dudes. There's an echo chamber. All right, we're going to maybe be right back. Oh, it's great now. It's good. It's fixed. All right, we're back. Okay, I'll catch you up on everything I just said. I made a joke about the Oilers playing Utah tonight. I made a joke about the Oilers stealing 2 points like their Shohei's translator, Ipe Mizuhara. Live from the Sports Closet studio, live on the Oilers Nation YouTube. There you go.
We laughed about it.
Yeah, we laughed. So welcome into the show. I'm back. Hope you all missed me yesterday on the program. Liam, how was the show?
Show was good yesterday. BM was on. We played the flag game.
Ah, damn it. I like the flag game.
Maybe we'll pull up a flag for you. You can guess it. I went 5 for 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently he was dialed in.
All right, we'll do a flag segment.
I got him right here if you want him.
Put one up for Jay. One flag up for Jay.
Okay, I'm going to go with...
Shit, a lot of pressure now.
Oh, I know that one.
The clue I gave is they used to have a different flag.
Oh, is it?
No, it's not Turkey.
It's not Turkey.
No, it's
Is it Iran?
It's a Bajan of some variety, isn't it? Like a Turkmenistan or
No.
Shit.
It's not. No. Not any
Libya?
of those. It is Libya.
Thank
That
you.
flag used to be just green.
Really?
Yes, it did.
Just
That's why
Yeah.
I
just
had to-
blank green.
So
Just
I got
green.
it.
You did get it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you definitely didn't just
One
read
for
the
one,
people
folks.
in the chat who were getting
I
it.
actually did not.
Sherwood Ford Giant Game Day edition of the show brought to you by Sherwood Ford the Giant and their fantastic service department, including the mobile service van. I have a couple things I need done from the mobile service van.
Okay.
So on today's edition of Tyler using an ad read to plug things he needs, Nation Truck needs an oil change.
Non-wedding related, too.
Non-wedding related, yeah. Did we tell you about the fence? We don't need to get into it. Nation Truck needs an oil change, and my left signal is blinking really fast. I think that means it's about to die out, right?
No, that means it's dead.
That means one has died out.
Oh,
Either
like
the
no
front or
one's
back.
seeing me when I turn.
Yeah.
No.
Ooh, that sucks.
Oh, it's not.
That would
And they can't see you while you're turning either.
That would explain. Oh man.
Especially in like.
Are you getting honked at a lot?
Someone the other day I was driving on the Hyundai and someone just laid on the horn to me, and I was like,
stick out your hand to either do the right turn, left turn.
Well, no, because now my brain's all messed up, and I'm sure you got this a bit from driving the Nation Truck. Whenever someone honks at me, I think it's a 50% chance they're waving to say hello. So I thought someone was just laying on the horn to be like, "Go Oilers." I apologize to that guy.
Definitely not a good luck in a Nation Truck.
No, not a great look.
All of us.
If you see me driving in the Nation Truck and it looks like I'm just swerving around aimlessly,
no.
it's just my signal.
Yeah, just be cautioned. Tyler might turn into you.
Yeah. Anyway,
unannounced.
You should get that fixed.
it is my left one too, so not great. We're gonna get that sorted. Tyler waving happily at people he cuts off in traffic. It's pretty much what my life's been like, I guess, for the last 48 hours. I need to get that sorted. I can probably do that myself, though, right?
Yeah, that should be a simple fix.
Shouldn't be that hard to do. We'll figure it out. Anyways, Oilers taking on the Coyotes tonight. Edmonton on a 3-game winning streak. And this is a Coyotes team that helped out the Oilers the other day, taking a point away from the Canucks.
Yeah, but they should have took all the points from the
I
Canucks.
should have.
I know.
That's the problem. They have good offense, but no defense.
Yeah, and we'll touch on that in a second when it comes to the Coyotes and our game notes. But now the Oilers 4 points back of the Vancouver Canucks with 2 games in hand and the big head-to-head matchup tomorrow looming. So you win your head-to-head, or you win your games in hand, perfect, and then you actually would just need to beat the Canucks in any fashion tomorrow night. because you can now win in overtime because you're only
But
4
they
back.
have the tiebreaker. Like, we got to jump them.
Yeah. So if you win your games in hand and then beat them in OT or shootout, you're jumping them. So giddy up.
When does it go down to head-to-head matchup or regulation win matchup?
Regulation wins.
Gotcha. So interesting. Yeah, tomorrow's huge. I'm curious about McDavid. Obviously, that's the big one, right? He's not going to play tonight, but tomorrow I don't think it's like out of the question, especially if they win tonight.
Okay, we're going to crush together then a couple of segments here. We'll start with our lineup report for our friends over at Service Credit Union. We are getting to the end of the Service Big Share contest. There's only 1 month left. Don't miss this chance to win $1 million. Here are a quick few ways you can do it. You can save in a daily banking account, fast track your savings with a high yield savings account, take advantage of GICs, TFSAs, RRSPs for short and long-term goals, and every $500 saved gets you 5 entries into the Service Big Share contest. Contest ends April 30th, 2024. Skill test required for rules. Visit service.ca/win. Connor McDavid, he is taking a personal day.
Yes, he's taking a personal.
He's doing
day.
every.
I guess we can call it that.
He's the boss.
He is the boss. I like how they're basically like, you tell us, Connor, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
And then he comes out with a quote today being like, I won't go tonight.
We'll see about tomorrow. We're going day by day, added Connor McDavid. He added this was a combination of a nagging injury and aggravating it in Calgary. He's confident it won't linger. He will not rush back. Also adds he hates sitting out and wants to play. If you saw the videos of him today at skate, I know Gene sent out one. I think Tony sent out another one. He looks amazing. Whenever you see Connor McDavid doing any drill, it's such a great reminder of how fast, because sometimes in an NHL game, when everything's moving fast, I feel like it makes him look a little slower.
Well,
If that makes any sense. When you see him just going one-on-one against like a little dummy and stick handling, it's like, holy shit, that's crazy.
Yeah, I think there's a couple like that goal Nathan McKinnon scored the other day. That was crazy.
That was nuts.
He like McKinnon definitely with how he moves his body makes it look like he's going fast.
Yeah, it's true.
Because
His
like
whole body
he gallops,
does
right?
move.
He's trucking and he's got everything going, and it's like, well, that guy is pumping the speed.
Where McDavid is a bit more finesse, I guess.
Just all sex.
Interesting line.
The Oilers
New Nation Gear shirt.
all set.
Thoughts?
The Oilers would have to win out to have in regulation to have
Mhm.
more wins than the Canucks in regulation this season. Canucks have 42, the Oilers have 38. So
Yeah.
basically, if you want to get past the Canucks, there's no tiebreakers in the Oilers.
You're
hands.
4.5 points back is how you have to look at it, not 4, because you got to clear them.
Yeah, sure.
Gotta clear him,
4.5
gotta
points
jump him.
back.
A lot of people saying, where is Christopher Palmer? He was supposed to be coaching. He had a personal thing pop up. We're rescheduling with Christopher Palmer.
Okay.
We were supposed to take him out for lunch today and all that, but we'll reschedule with Chris. We'll make it work.
Well, that's good because I have a lunch meeting after this. I would have been double booked.
Yeah, we would.
Classic Jay.
Christopher Palmer would have just been sitting in on your business meeting.
You know what?
Use him as an
Probably could
advisor.
have helped.
All right, let's.
Although I did have the donair sandwich yesterday from Dog Facts.
Yes.
What is that? What it's called? It's just a bacon sandwich, right?
Well, the baker sandwich is just something that lives on the menu,
Gotcha.
and it changes every month what it is.
Oh, so at the end of April.
So it's always on the menu as baker sandwich.
Yes,
So this month's baker sandwich is a donair
it
sandwich.
was amazing. I might get it today.
Again,
Well, I was supposed to have lunch,
Liam.
so I didn't make one.
Just quickly back to the lineup report for our friends at Service. Another quick note today from Skate. Cody Ceci did not skate. Troy Stetcher took his spot alongside Darnell Nurse.
Stetcher revenge game.
Stetcher revenge game. And I also believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Liam, Calvin Pickard in the starter's crease?
Yeah,
Correct.
they also so Pickett and Stetcher led the stretches. Did Pickett play for Arizona?
No.
I thought that was interesting because usually it's just those guys, isn't it? Like if you're playing a former team.
Yeah, they'll find a handful of different ways
But
to
yeah,
say
I
maybe
think
he did.
Sketch will be in that.
Skechers.
Pickett in that.
Oh, he did play for the Yotes. Sorry.
He did?
6 games. Yep.
And then Stu tomorrow. I would honestly play Stu the next 2 because then you have the back-to-back against Arizona and Colorado again to end the season. So you split those 2. So, and also you don't want Stu, you want him to, he's in rhythm, but to get a couple of games in before back-to-back games.
Absolutely. So there you go. Those are your lineup notes for tonight, brought to you by Service Credit Union. As we said, Connor McDavid will not be in the lineup tonight for the Oilers, and he spoke about that a little bit earlier. Let's get into Sounds of the Oil, presented by the Snow Valley Aerial Park and the Rainbow Valley Campground. The Aerial Park opens up on May 31st. It's family fun all summer long, and it's not just the Aerial Tower. It's the White Mud Creek Mining Company, Target Golf, and the all-new Mini Golf. Find it all at the Snow Valley Aerial Park, or Make it a weekend. Stay around for a bit at the Rainbow Valley Campground. Online bookings opening soon, rainbow-valley.com. Liam, what's our Sounds of the Oil today?
Sounds of the Oil is Connor McDavid from practice. He was talking about obviously not being in the lineup. He also spoke about not being in the lineup against Vegas and how the team performed and just how he's feeling in general.
I feel good. I feel good. Probably won't go tonight, but feeling good.
The 5 and 7, the back-to-back, how much does that play into it? Or if you guys weren't even playing until Sunday, would tonight not be an option?
What was the math there?
5 games in 7 days.
Okay.
The back-to-back. And all. Does that come into it, or is this just more all about you two?
Just want to feel. I want to feel good. I want to feel at my best, and that's not the case tonight.
We know that rest isn't something that you generally look for each year. It's about being healthy. Is it always hard to make maybe a big picture decision versus, in the moment wanting to help out?
I never want to miss games. I really don't. It's frustrating. At the end of the day, we're after bigger things here. And being healthy, everyone being healthy is priority number one.
Does it make it a bit easier when you watch your team play as well as you did 2 nights ago? Yeah,
it was great. I thought they played really, really, really well. Solid, in control the whole night. There was no stressful moments, so it was great.
Hurtin Albertan is in and says, did he wince in the interview? Sounds like looks like he winced a bit.
No.
Let's dissect it.
Did they interview him right after he did like a massive stop and start session?
He did sound like he was
give
out
the
of
guy
breath.
a chance to catch his breath.
I don't know.
That's why he's like trying to get his breath, and Gregor's asking him obviously. Well, and Gregor loves his like crazy stats, and that's not a crazy stat question he had. But anyway, it's a crazy stat question nonetheless. And he's breathing so much he can't like understand what's being said.
It is sad that Connor McDavid won't get to chase down the Hart Trophy or the Art Ross Trophy or anything like that.
He's got an excuse at least, so I think mentally he needs that.
Yeah,
because I know it's chewing him up inside.
Yeah, and I do think maybe a little bit of a, if you want to call it a sign of maturity, that he's willing to sit there and say, hey, you know what? I'm at 80% right now, 85%. I'm not playing until I'm 95 or 100%.
We've got bigger things.
The only thing that's actually going to be annoying is if Kucherov tomorrow gets 2 assists before McDavid returns, and Connor would not be the 4th player to ever get 100 assists. He'll be the 5th.
Yep, that's happening.
Yeah, whatever.
It's happening.
That'll
Kucherov
upset me a
just
little.
gets he's a point
so
machine.
good. Who do they play tomorrow?
Tomorrow the Bolts take on
Washington in Washington.
You answered your own question. And Washington's
Do your
playing
own
for their
research.
lives. Do your own research, yeah.
Yeah, they are playing.
Anyways, so no Connor McDavid tonight against the Yotes. You just heard him there talking about it a little bit. Honestly, though, like if you can beat Vegas the way you beat Vegas without Connor McDavid, no concern about tonight and the Arizona Coyotes. Like
Vegas was depleted.
Yeah, sure.
Just some context, but yes, it is the Arizona Coyotes, or the Utah Grizzlies, as you like to call them.
However you want to refer to them as, yeah. We did get a note here from Mark Spector, Bill Armstrong, Yotes GM, flying into Edmonton to address his team later on today. The players, I believe, are expected to be made available to the media as well. So, yeah, that's certainly an interesting
Do you like skiing?
You can ski in Arizona. Got to drive like an hour north, yeah.
Like not real snow.
Yeah, I can believe.
Yeah, real
mountains
snow.
there.
There's
I think
mountains.
we flew in. I saw snow on
mountains. Yeah. Trust me. Anyways, there's no skiing team at
expert,
ASU.
Tyler Yaremchuk, reporting for duty.
So anyways, wanted to pass along that note. You talked about Vegas being depleted. Before we get to our guy, Luke Gazdick, in a bit, let's talk about this piece of news that came down today. Convenient. Vegas announces Mark Stone is cleared to practice. Will be at morning skate in a non-contact jersey. I'm hearing usually with spleen injuries from when you return to practice until when you play, about a week. So
8
that's
8 days, I hear.
Yeah, 8 days. That's convenient. That's really convenient if you're the Vegas Golden Knights.
They practiced already, and it was just a video, and he
looked
like
fine.
Went right through a door, literally leaned right into a door and just put a lot of pressure on that door.
Well, but on the spleen side,
I would assume yes. This is a joke.
So I was one of the
even Frank tweeted today, being like, I reported he was going to be 2nd round or whatever. It's like, this is stupid. Paraphrasing.
Yeah.
But along those lines, it makes the league look like such a joke, and they've done it to themselves.
I was one of the people who, when they were acquiring Hurdle and doing that stuff at the deadline, and people were like, they're just doing the Stone thing. I was like, okay, a spleen sounds very serious.
Yeah.
It is very serious. And I had heard the reports from Frank.
ruptured.
Yeah, I'd heard the reports from Frank that, hey, it's second round. It's maybe conference finals if they can get this guy back. And I was kind of like, let's lay off the hate here. They haven't done anything wrong yet. This is bullshit. That's grade A bullshit. That is pure Alberta beef bullshit. I don't know. Just go.
How dare you sully Alberta
It's
beef
nonsense.
like that?
It's nonsense.
Yeah.
Maybe Alberta spleen?
Alberta spleen.
Like
Maybe.
that's I was giving him the benefit of the doubt too, but now it's like a week before your team's on a 4 or 4 game losing streak.
Yep.
You've looked terrible.
Yep.
Now all of a sudden your best player is like, oh, I can.
Stone drives that team. He
Oh,
drives that
easily.
team, and it is quite evident when he's out of the lineup. And for all this crap to happen, and to see that he is likely, almost certainly a game 1 starter. I was trying to not let this actually be a real thing. Like, no, it's not. They're not being able, but like, who are we kidding, man?
That's not coincidence.
This is Alberta beef bullshit.
Thank you. It rolls off the tongue. Perfect timing for Mark Stone.
I saw it and I yelled the F word very loud.
Right here.
Right here. It's probably why it's my daughter's 3rd favorite word.
Serious? Is that actually a thing you're dealing with right now?
She properly uses it too, which I'm very
Straight
proud of.
F-bomb at like 2.5.
I just turned 2 yesterday.
Just turned 2. Happy birthday, Crawford.
Yeah, no, she'll drop something or whatever, and she'll be like, I'm like proud of her. But
anyone who listens to this show knows how.
If she heard this news, she would drop an F-bomb too.
Yeah, because
And
she's
she would
also a
know.
passionate Oilers fan
And a passionate Hunter fan.
who might be missing.
No, found.
We found. Okay, Hunter's good. Yeah, this Stone thing is just nonsense. Very frustrating, and it makes me kind of view this seeding race, if we want to call it that, a little bit differently. I don't want to play Vegas, man. I don't want to play a Vegas team that has Mark Stone in it, and Hurdle, and Hannafin, and
you're gonna have to at some point.
Well,
that's true. They could cross over. They could be Dallas's problem.
They could
to
be
start,
Dallas's.
which that's a really good matchup to slay that dragon.
Yep.
Dallas is gonna be scary. Let's just be
best case scenario,
Certified
and you know what, maybe we'll even get our guest take on this in a bit here, but best case scenario for me is Oilers finish. I'll say Oilers finishes 2, get LA in round 1, but Vegas catches Nashville. No, we want Vegas.
No,
staying where
we
they
want
are.
Nashville there.
Yeah,
You
we
want
want Nashville
Vancouver
there.
to lose to Nashville,
Yeah,
and us play Nashville
Yeah.
and try get 400
'Cause
points in that series.
if it were to end like this, it's one side of the bracket is Dallas, Winnipeg, Colorado, Vegas. The other side is Vancouver, Edmonton, LA, Nashville, which sounds pretty good.
Right, because if Nashville, if Dallas can dethrone Nashville, then that's how would that work?
If Dallas could,
Oh, because then they would play winner of
because
the
it's a straight
2-3.
bracket. It's no reseeding.
Yeah, so they would play. Dallas plays if they beat Vegas, they play the winner of Jets Avalanche.
Correct.
That is already set.
Yeah,
and if Predators are able to beat the Canucks and Edmonton beat the Kings, we would automatically play the Preds.
correct.
That is a scenario we're chasing. Like
That's good
Vegas, I don't know if Vegas can. They got a game in hand, but Stone's not playing for them yet. They're still kind of sliding. But they don't.
But they have to
play
win that
Dallas.
game in hand and then some.
They don't want to play
Yeah.
Dallas, so they're going to try.
Yep.
But they don't have Stone yet.
All right, let's get into the Star Mechanical guest line for the day. It's Edmonton's #1 plumbing and heating company. You can find out more about them online at starmechanical.ca. Residential, commercial, they got it covered, and they've been coming through for Edmontonians for more than 20 years. Let's bring in the former Oilers Sportsnet analyst, host of the Mitts Off podcast, Luke Gazdick. Luke, what's going on, man? Happy Friday.
What's up, boys? How we doing?
We're living good.
Well, we're pissed.
I was going to say,
pissed about Mark
honest.
Stone. That's bullshit.
You guys want me to get into it right away? I was listening to her before I got on here.
may as well.
What do you think, man?
Give me Vegas early. Give me round 1. I don't know why. I don't understand why this would be such a hot take or tie. You don't want it. They got 5 guys hurt right now. So you're mixing all these guys back into the lineup. It's going to be Stone's first games playing in a while. Conditioning, getting back into it after 2 months is not an easy thing to get straight back into games. Hill looks like a different goaltender after missing 2 months of hockey. The Oilers are on an absolute heater at home. You'll have home ice to start the series. Why not take Vegas right away when they're at their lowest point? They're only going to get better and better as the playoffs go on. Every game that they play, they're going to get better and better. And I just think you're going to get, I don't want to say the worst version of them. It's still a very good hockey team, but you're getting the worst version of Vegas in round one. I also think it's a huge motivator for them if Edmonton comes in and has the ability to beat them in the first round. I don't want to say smooth sailing after that, but the confidence that you're going to get pick up about beating the Stanley Cup champions right away. I don't see why you wouldn't, to be honest. I just think even Tomas Hertl, like the other night, gets his first assist in his first game, but he doesn't look like the same Tomas Hertl. He's just going to get better and better as he gets used to the systems and used to his line mates. I want him early. Slay the dragon early.
Well, but the reality is I don't think they'll be able to jump LA.
Yeah, I don't think so, but I'm just spouting on who you're going to play. It's mostly because I probably just don't want to see LA for the third time in a row.
Well,
and then I don't know, they'd have to jump. And even if they win the final five and pass Vancouver, it's probably going to be Nashville. I'm just saying that I want Vegas as early as possible in the playoffs, just because I think they're going to get better as it goes along.
Handful of people in the chat agreeing with you. The thing I'll push back on is Stone did this whole thing last year, came in and played good in the first round, but you made a great point on Adin Hill. He has come not just crashing back to earth, he's come crashing below earth. Like, he's been brutal now for 6 weeks. Like, they don't have goaltending. So if Hill doesn't turn it around, I don't think there's anyone Vegas can beat in the first round, just on the Hill factor alone. He was huge for them last year.
Yeah, and I mean, they have Logan Thompson too, who can play some games, but Hill's their guy. Like, Hill's the one they want to lean on, and I think the players probably feel most comfortable playing in front of. I'm not taking anything away from them. It's still a really good hockey team. Once they get all those guys back, like that roster that they had on Wednesday in Edmonton doesn't look anything like it's going to look like in game one for them in the playoffs. Like Petro, I didn't realize how much guys like that meant to their roster. Stevenson, Petro, even Roy Carrier is like a huge part of their bottom six, and it's going to be a different lineup, but might as well slay the dragon at some point.
The Oilers came out, looked good without Connor McDavid against that Golden Knights team. What did you make of their effort? And do you think there is a little bit of it, like they went out without 97 and beat the Golden Knights the way they did? Could that be like a source of confidence for the rest of the group?
Yeah, held them to 18 shots. I think they had 4 grade A scoring chances. Vegas did. Just a good, complete team game. It can be tough playing without your captain and your go-to guy. I'm not going to lie. Just even mentally getting ready in the dressing room before and not having him around is something in the back of your mind. But I thought the Holloway line played unreal with Pears and McLeod. And listen, I've talked about Holloway a little bit here too. This is an interesting one because he probably falls out of the lineup after Connor comes back, but it's not easy to do what he's doing. And I didn't do the exact same thing, but getting called up and sent down, you go down, a guy like Dylan will play, call it 20 minutes a night, special teams, first power play, and you come back up and you're in more of a checking role. You're not going to get those special teams. You're not really getting those critical minutes, and it can be a tough adjustment for a lot of guys. I've seen dozens over my career that play top minutes in the American League and they go up in a different role in the NHL and they just cannot make that switch and they can't make that transition. And I thought he looked great on Wednesday. His legs were going, maybe their best forward just in terms of all over the ice, keeping it simple, driving the net. It's an interesting one for them because, like I said, he probably falls out of the lineup depending on how Knobs wants to play it, depending on who their opponent is. But I thought he played great. And like I said, I thought the entire team, I had a coach. It was actually Glenn Gulletson. Now that I think about it, he was my coach my first 2 years pro, who never liked to take anything away from the team when you won. So I try not to do that. You're not like, hey, well, they had 5 starters missing and Hill didn't look great. Like, a win's a win. You still got to get the job done on your end. And I think they did a great job with that.
Just with the idea of Holloway having to come out, I do think that's likely what's going to happen. But I don't know. I watched the way he played last game. I look at him as a former first-round pick who goes down the American League and scores. I see a player who's gotten a lot more confident with the puck on his stick throughout the course of this season. And I get Janmark helps you on the PK, and I get he's a high floor kind of player who doesn't make mistakes. I would just be really tempted if I was Chris Knobloch to play Dylan Holloway over a guy like Janmark game one of the playoffs because of what he can do for you at 5-on-5. He's a guy who can actually push the river a little bit. Do you think Holloway could succeed when Connor comes back in a fourth line role, or do you think he's someone who needs to be playing with a McLeod or Perry in a top 9 role?
That's the challenging part. And for me, a lot of it depends on the opponent. I think he will get playoff games. I just don't think he starts, especially if it's LA. I look at LA, I think of Vegas is a better matchup for a guy like Matthias. Further on in the playoffs, a team like Vancouver or early, a team like Nashville better suits Dylan. Teams that want to play north-south, teams that want to play that track meet type style hockey where it's more based off speed and aggression. But I have a lot of time for Matthias, and I understand there's some pushback from Oiler fans, but I have a lot of time for Matthias Janmark. He makes a lot of small, good plays on the ice. You want a guy to block some huge shots in big moments of games. Wear and tear, physicality, he's all in, and I think he's just your prototypical fourth line guy that can get a job done and not make too many noticeable mistakes. But it's a good option to have guys outside your lineup that are pushing healthy competition. Like, guys that are on that bottom six, call it the fourth line. At this point in the year, like, you're trying to reserve your playoff spot. Like, you don't want to be starting the playoffs on the outside looking in. So even if a guy like Dylan's there to give everyone a push and make sure everyone's going to the top of their game, that's a good thing. And for Knobs to look outside his lineup and know that he can throw in a young, healthy, energetic forward at any point, it's a good quality to have.
What do you make of this Arizona group? They've actually got quite a few good young players. We saw Dylan Guenther the other day get 4 points. What do you make of them? Do you think they could be a threat to beat Edmonton tonight, I suppose, after that big win the other day?
They're just pesky. They're one of those teams that if you just let them hang around, they know how to score. They put up 6 against Vegas in the third the other day. Obviously the overtime winner versus Vancouver a couple nights ago. Pesky. They stay in games, and if you let them hang around, they will. But I don't see them as too much of a threat. This is a game from start to finish. Talked about how good Edmonton's been on home ice. This is a game where when they come out, you don't even give them a sniff. That's something we used to say in the dressing room all the time, was don't even let them have a feeling or thought that they're in this hockey game from start to finish. Get an early goal and kind of attack it from there. I feel for those guys right now on the other side too. Knowing that their future's up in the air and not even really knowing officially what's going on. I heard that too, that Bill Armstrong's flying out to tell them what's going on. This whole thing is just an absolute gong show. So they're just playing for pride. And, there's guys playing for personal milestones and personal motivation and contracts next year. Like, there's no easy games in the NHL. But this should be a start to finish 60-minute quality effort from the Oil that I think a lot of us are hoping to see.
Yeah, they'll be loose.
Should be.
Question and thoughts just as we gear up for playoffs and roster deployment. Like, thoughts on how we should use Carrick going into the playoffs.
Oh man,
everyday guy.
You know how I feel about Sammy. I mean, I've been pretty out
aligned with you. That's why I wanted to ask you.
Oh man, listen, I like what Derek Ryan brings to the table, but from here on in, I think Sammy should be playing every game. He's only going to get better as we go along here. And I did it my whole career. I am not trying to paint myself in a lineup that was approaching a massive playoff run and taking a lot of responsibility playing fourth line center, but going in and out of the lineup is extremely tough to do. It's not a fun position. It's tough to get in a rhythm. It's tough to find chemistry with the guys that you're playing with. And I just think the type of hockey that's being played this late in the year and that they're going to eventually play into the playoffs here is Sammy Carrick hockey. I think he's still getting used to probably the foot speed. I know he played in the West, but was not playing at the same caliber that the Oilers do. But he is a guy that I think you guys probably like already, and a lot of Oiler fans like already, but we'll like even more as we go on here. He's going to win huge faceoffs for you. Another guy like Yaremchuk that I talked about that'll block any shot within his vicinity, and I'm calling that he's going to chip in with a couple huge goals at some point, just because that's the type of player he was when I played with him. He's a guy you could always count on, always depend on, quiet. Carried a big stick though, and just someone that from here on in, every time I see him not in the starting lineup on X or wherever, whoever puts it out, I always kind of have a little bit of a head shake just because I'm a big fan of his.
Before we let you go, I wanted to get your thoughts on what's going on out east. We kind of said for basically the last month, like, hey, if one team can just go win like 8 of 10, they're going to get in the playoffs because it was an absolute pillow fight. The Islanders won 6 in a row. Sidney Crosby has willed the Penguins to a 7-0-3 record in their last 10. Who do you think gets in out of that group of Pitt, New York, Washington, and Detroit?
I want to say Pitt and the Islanders. I'll give it to the Islanders. I don't want to say the Islanders are a guarantee, but the way Sorokin and Varlamov are playing right now, they might even win a first round. I don't want to go that far, but those two goalies are a nightmare to play against. It's a wild card spot that I think is still up for grabs. My heart pick says Pitt just because of how well Sid's played. He's my favorite player ever was to watch when I was growing up playing against. Like what he's been able to do in the last couple months is special. But if you look at the remaining strength of schedules, Detroit's got Toronto on Saturday, and then a back-to-back or 2 more against Montreal. And it's probably the easiest. Pittsburgh has Boston, Nashville, and the Islanders. I don't like that for Pittsburgh. I know they're playing good hockey. Kudos to what Washington and Philly have done. I did not even count them in this conversation, but those are my 2. It's Pitt and Detroit. And depending on how Detroit does on Saturday here in Toronto, they could squeak in. But I would really love to see Sid have another go at it because I think he's earned it.
Crazy thing about like the Pittsburgh schedule, they're almost going to be, I think, rooting for the Islanders the next couple of nights so that the Islanders have nothing to play for on that Wednesday. And maybe you end up getting a couple of guys rested up. Also, you talked about the way the goalies are playing out on Long Island. If it is a Islanders Hurricanes first round, I think Betway is setting the over under at 3.5 for those games. With the way Freddie Anderson's going, like those games are all ending 2-1 or 1-0.
Low vet hockey, baby. That's what that's going to be.
Enjoy the 2 games this weekend, Luke. Thanks for hopping on, man.
Yeah, go Oil.
There you go.
Yeah.
Luke Gazdick on the Star Mechanical guest line, Edmonton's #1 plumbing and heating company. Check them out online, starmechanical.ca. You just wanted to ask him about Carrick to have your opinion validated a bit. You wanted that backup to.
He's actually injured.
What's that?
Carrick won't play tonight.
Yeah, I'm not worried about tonight.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
I'm done with the playoffs. Like,
Yeah.
I like sometimes I have opinions.
He will be a better
I'm not
playoff
right
guy,
all the time. But when I got Luke back checking for me, that's validating.
Can I say something crazy that neither of you will agree with me about?
Okay.
All right. That's
I can't wait for
thank
this.
you. Thank you.
I think the New York Islanders could go to the Stanley Cup final.
All right. Liam's done.
I really do.
You drink
Well,
it?
you can get They can goalie. They got the
That's the thing.
goalies.
That goalies are good. I know Mayfield's going to be out, I think, right?
He had
done.
surgery.
But their blue line's good. Their forward group is just a mixture of everything, right? Like they don't have a superstar, but you go up against Carolina. Yes, they have a better forward group, I would say, but like there's not much difference between the two of them in terms of like their blue line is both really good. They both have good goalies, and obviously the advantage would be Carolina because our offense.
Buddy, the
is
blue
a little
lines
bit better.
are night and day.
I
But
think the
just
Canes
mean
have a better blue
in
line.
the sense of
Yes,
like
night
I
and
do too. But they both have good, reliable blue lines.
But
is my point.
but it just goes to me. It just goes back to goaltending. If your goalie is standing on your head,
Yeah.
Varlamov has proved it. Sorokin obviously has it, but he's been struggling. But he has it. Like I can see them upsetting.
I just think too the way Carolina plays with that man-to-man
Cup
stuff. Like it's crazy. But we've spoke about all year how like the East is weak, all this stuff. It's like why couldn't the Islanders do it? They come out of absolutely nowhere.
They're
We're all-
hot. Like it's like they
and
got
they're going at
momentum. Like
perfect time.
I would say they are definitely in a good position to upset. They're
Yeah.
putting themselves in a good position to upset.
maybe I'm a bit too eager, but I can see them like Eastern Finals.
Man, they just don't. Yeah, like it's realistic, but they'd have to go through the Rangers.
They
Current
so
state.
yeah, they would play Carolina first round. And what would it be?
Be the Rangers if Rangers win.
I was just wondering if Pittsburgh, New York. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, Pittsburgh, New York.
Oh, like
So
if they
then,
dropped a wild card,
yeah, I'm just wondering what that side of the
they
bracket
play
would
Boston.
be. No, so the Rangers would play Pittsburgh in the first round, is what I'm getting.
Oh, sorry.
And then they would play the winner.
I thought you were
of
working
that.
out all scenarios for the Islanders.
Oh no. So I don't know. I don't think it's crazy. The East is gonna beat itself up because the top teams are gonna have to play each other in the second round.
Well, that's the same can be said for the West.
But the West is 8 good teams.
Mhm.
I think the East is probably 6. Right?
Mhm.
I'm not that crazy. I'm a little crazy, but not
Yeah,
For them
no,
to
that's a
make
lot.
the
Chris.
Stanley Cup Finals.
I don't think it's
Like
yeah.
crazy. Like I Eastern Conference Finals. I can see.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I
Maybe
could
I'm jumping the
see,
gun
but
there.
like that is.
I don't think they could beat. Let's say they were to hypothetically run into the Bolts in round 2, and Tampa Bay pulls off an upset. I don't think this forward group is beating the
Which
Bolts.
is funny to even say. Like Tampa's just a sleeping dragon right now.
You think
Sergachev.
that can win the Stanley Cup?
No, I don't. I said
Well,
they could get to the
They
Stanley
have
Cup.
Casey Cizikas on the top line.
I don't know. I'm not counting them out.
I
mean,
am.
it's a long shot for sure, but like I would not be shocked.
You
if
got
made
they
it
got a
outside.
lot of good vets. You know,
Mhm.
like
Guys who have been a lot of the guys.
like
were
Cal
part of that team a few
Clutterbuck
years
is
ago.
gonna. He's gonna blow up 3 guys in their first series. Anders Lee, geez, the quads on that guy.
And
I
they do
could
hand
have
out
show.
they do hand out the Stanley Cup based on quad size, so significant.
Bedard's winning the Calder because of his quads.
All right, let's cruise along. Let's get back into tonight's matchup between the Oilers and Coyotes and get into our game notes. It's brought to you by Duragard Fencing. You can check them out online by heading to duragardfence.ca. If you're looking for a trusted professional fence company in Alberta that can do it all, you can count on Duragard. For 37 years, they've been offering manufacturing, installing, repair services, as well as a whole range of do-it-yourself solutions.
Ooh.
That might be my play.
Do
Do it yourself to
I-
fix
I-
my
I-
fence.
I need some new fence, and I'm just going to call them to do it because I trust them.
You're in the market for in the fence game too.
I will be. I'm taking down fence to allow for some landscaping work to be to go down, and then need new fence to replace.
Aaron, do we have the picture of my fence? All right. I'm running into some fence issues right now, so I'm going to be hitting up Duragard. Classic.
Let's see the photo.
Yeah, Aaron has to pull it up. You can
what
request
kind
a
of
quote, which I've done by heading to duragardfence.ca. Expert advice and more with Duragard. All right, here are your game notes for tonight's matchup against the Yotes. Since March 1st, so over the last 6 weeks here, the Coyotes are 17th in the league in points percentage. What's interesting, and you touched on this earlier, Liam, they are 5th in goals for per game in that span, 23rd in goals against per game. In total, their games are averaging 7 goals per game on both sides.
Sorry, what was it?
You take the goals for, goals against, add them together. It's 7.05 total goals per game. So anyways, 5th in goals, 23rd in goals against. The Oilers in that span have the 3rd best goals against, and they're 4th in goals for per game. So Edmonton's been defending well, keeping pucks out of their net. Arizona has been scoring a ton and really not doing a lot else. Who's been driving that offense? Well, they have 2 guys sitting above a point per game since March 1st. It's Nick Schmaltz and Clayton Keller. But I think, Liam, you'll agree with me on this. 2 guys to keep an eye on. Dylan Guenther's got 9 goals in his last 20. Logan Cooley's got 10 goals in his last 20 as well. They got some good young talent on this team.
B-Jugs.
Yeah. B-Jugs also
He can
has
snipe on us.
He has 9 in his last 17.
He's hot.
He's hot.
Josh Doan as well.
Josh
He's got
Doan.
a couple in his first game.
That's a cool.
6 points in his first 8 games.
He's hot.
Yeah, he's done a good job. Yeah, they got an exciting group. I said this yesterday, actually. If Utah does get this team, it's a lot different than what the expansion teams got, right? Where it's like, what did Vegas call themselves? The Misfits. Like, they're getting a group of really young players who are going to grow together. Like, Clayton Keller is one of my favorite players in the league. To show how what do they call him? Underrated he is. He never gets put on the underrated list.
He's so underrated. He's under the radar.
Underrated?
Yeah.
Or is he overrated?
He's underrated. He has this.
But is he so under he's over? At some point, it's got to come around.
No, I don't. Because I think those guys are like Barkov and Aho.
Yeah.
They're underrated.
Barkov can't be underrated
Exactly.
if we say he's underrated for 10 years in a row.
That's what he's saying.
Like Aho.
Like Aho.
So I think Keller is.
Aho
that
is
guy.
properly rated.
But everyone says he's underrated.
But it's the thing that like
Properly rated.
casual fans love to go be like, oh, these guys are underrated. It's like, no, they're not underrated. Everyone knows how
They're the
good they
best
are.
player on that team.
Yeah.
They can't be underrated.
Well,
Okay.
Gensel's the best player on his team now.
You mentioned if this
Underrated.
if this move ends up working out. I'm looking at the picks the Coyotes have in the next 3 years. They have all their first rounders the next 3 years. In the next 3 drafts, they have 10 second-round picks and 7 third-round picks. I think what'll happen is if Bill
They're
Armstrong,
going to move fast. They're going to go to Utah. They're going to be in the Cup Finals within 2 years.
I think they're just going to take, like, again, in the next 2 drafts alone, they have 7 second-rounders. I could see them trading like 5 of them this summer
Yeah,
and
why
just
not?
trying to load up and make this team good. You know, a new owner won't want to be patient and be like, we'll sit through a couple of tough years and we'll eventually get good. No, he'll want to see them giddy up and get going.
And they can still build through the draft. That's it. Like it's
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what's so funny.
And they have $1 zillion in cap space, and they'll probably stop doing all the LTIR nonsense and spend it.
Yeah, is Pavel Datsyuk still on the books?
Probably.
Currently on the LTIR, they have Jakub Voracek, Shea Weber, Brian Little, and Travis Boyd, the only one of the 3 to play a game for the Arizona Coyotes.
That's
The
tough.
4, sorry. The 4. And then they also have Zach Cassian and Patrick Nemeth on their buyout history. And also dead cap and Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
It's a lot of
Forever.
dead money.
Forever, yeah. Forever.
Yeah, that's not
Small
cool.
amount, but forever.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's only paying 20 grand this year from them 32.
Still a nice chunk of change for
320,000.
most people.
I was gonna,
It'll
yes.
get you out of a jam or two.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Unless you're
something, so I
Ipe,
forgot.
then it's just not even close. Should I stop making jokes about that? Maybe.
Is this Dylan Guenther's first game back in Edmonton?
Wouldn't he have played last year?
I don't remember.
Ooh, bet on him to score.
If only there was a way to find out.
Bet on him to score. I'm betting on him.
He
to
was a
score
good
right now.
oil king. He was a great oil king, I should
Great
say.
Oil King.
I am betting
One
on
of-
him to score.
They should have won 3
This is their first.
WHL championships.
They should have. COVID really screwed them
Yeah,
over.
it was tough
Dylan Guenther played last December 7th in Edmonton.
in Edmonton.
Played 15 minutes, 24 seconds, had a stat line of 0.000000.
His anytime goal odds aren't that good.
Oh, what is
are
it?
they?
Plus 275.
Yeah.
Is that worth it? Well, I guess if it's going to pay, screw it, right?
How many
Yeah.
goals is
Am
that?
I right?
There you go. Those are our game notes brought to you by Duragard. If your fence looks like this, you should go to Duragard and get that
Dude.
fixed up. Yeah, it's not even
You
my
okay?
No, it's not my fault.
Are you going to go halfers with your neighbor?
I don't think that's part of the problem. I don't think they really care. There was up until like middle of the way last summer, they just had like tires and metal rods leaning on it, pushing it over. It was like falling. I had to reinforce it with that cinder block
At the base.
at the base so it wouldn't fall over. Anyways, shout out to Duragard. I'm going to be hitting them up right away here to get that fence nice
One
and fixed
thing I
up.
don't know if we mentioned, Jugs is out tonight.
No big jugs?
No, Jugs out, upper body.
Okay.
Oh, that's would have
Thank
been
you,
his
Ryan.
first game back. We haven't played him at home, right?
Yeah, we haven't played them at home yet this year. All right. Let's keep continuing along. Jay, you talked about the odds over on Betway, so why not get to the Betway Game Day Betting Challenge? With Betway, you can get a free bet up to $200 if your first bet loses. Create a new account by scanning the QR code that is on your screen right now and redeem your bonus. Then you place a bet with no minimum amount required, and if the bet loses, you will get a refund up to $200. You can use that money to bet on your favorite sports. Shout out to Betway. There's the QR code. Why not go get yourself a free bet if your first bet loses? The Betway Game Day Betting Challenge coming down to the end here. We will have tonight, and we will have a couple of games next week. And
I'm only going for big dogs now.
all right,
Big-ish dogs.
Jay, what do you got?
I've got oil money line over 7.5. Because for a few reasons. We don't have Connor McDavid.
Okay.
That's for one. And I know that doesn't make sense because he provides offense. But I feel like for us to win this game with McDavid out, Pickard in, Pickard's going to do his job. Coyotes' ability, as I can call them the Grizzlies, ability to score. This is just going to be, like, to me, this is like a 5-3 game.
Yeah, I can see
like,
that.
Drysdale is going to show up. We're going to it's just going to be an absolute bloodbath, like blow for blow type game. And this is going to be massively entertaining because of all the goals. So
I feel
Oilers
it.
money line over 7.5, 4.1 to 1. Thank you.
For the sake of the challenge, I hope that misses. For the sake of me tailing you on that, I hope it hits because I think I'm going to throw in with that as well. I'm going Draisaitl 2+ points plus 115. Nice and easy. Probably could have thrown Oilers money line in there and juiced it up.
I'm never coming for Liam, but coming for second place.
Yeah, why did I not throw? Anyways, Liam, what do you like?
The same, but I'm just realizing that we're doing the same. It could have been a quick copy and paste job.
Did you type it out fully?
I totally did. Well, actually, I had dry assists last game. 2 assists, so I just took that out.
Can I change mine?
No.
I want to throw money line in it.
You can do what you want.
I'm going to throw money line in it. It's plus 155.
I think it goes down.
That's not how that works.
Plus 155.
Yeah.
You want to just bolt on another leg for
Okay, fine.
0.4.
I don't. I'll keep it plus 115.
But like that, is the juice worth the squeeze at that point?
A lot of people asking me about how my money line ride it over with Rick is going. Tonight's the biggest wager I've ever placed in my life.
And they're breaking their golden rule, folks.
No. We said from the outset that we would go puck line. We said maybe Calgary, definitely Arizona, definitely San Jose. So
You are going puck line tonight?
yeah, we're going puck line today. It's almost even money.
We have 3 more Betway challenges.
Almost even money, he says.
What's up?
The puck line is almost even money.
Yeah, the puck line tonight is
Just put Draisaitl's 2+ points.
It's minus
Yeah,
110.
Plus 110.
It's minus 110.
Oh man, that's
Puck line is minus 110.
I'm nervous. I am nervous, but if this hits, again, always bet responsibly. This is only my original $50.
It'd be a $500 air.
$513 would be the payout.
Okay.
That's nice.
That will be nice.
Yeah, you're not gonna want to watch. You're not gonna want to watch the game with me tonight. Again, it's only my original 50. That's how I have to look at it. I said I'm betting $50 because the Oilers are going to win 6 in a row.
It's not anymore.
Jay, don't say that.
It's much, much more.
Amber's probably listening. She's not going to be happy about any of this.
Amber, Tyler might lose $500 tonight.
No, I might lose out on $500. There's a difference. Only losing 200.
Yep.
Shit. Anyways, there you go. Shout out to our friends at Betway 19+. Please play responsibly. How many units? Asked Scott Aroni. It's a lot of units, if you know me. So, yeah, not great.
I thought it'd be half a unit.
Don't again. Amber's listening. Don't say shit like that.
Amber watches
every day,
every single day,
always.
Yeah.
She doesn't listen to real life.
Real life. I don't let her listen.
Probably a good idea.
I do think real life might be seeping into my family though, and that's not good because I don't like the person I am on real life.
Dude, I have to.
Sometimes I say weird shit there.
I have to
just
show
being
you
real.
something from real life yesterday. Not right now because I can't let anybody else
It's
hear.
so funny, Jay.
I think I heard a little bit of it. I think it's Chalmers doing an OJ impression.
Yep.
Yes.
I didn't hear what he said, but I just heard "Hello, X-World."
I deleted it from the show.
Dacky says live stream the reaction to the end of the game with that bet, Tyler. Sean says I want to go gambling with Tyler.
Oh,
with me and Rick, it'd be good. Betting is paying for entertainment. It's not losing anything. Bingo. This is just a very expensive evening of entertainment potentially, or it's going to be electric.
No food or wine.
Amber, Tyler put the fence money on the line. You know what? If the Oilers win 6 in a row, that is 100% what I'm going to do with that money. I'm going to use it to buy a fence. That's smart. That's smart. Let's keep cruising along. Let's get to the menu for our friends at DoorDash. 25% off, 0 delivery fees on your first order of $15 or more. That offer can be yours if you download the DoorDash app and enter the promo code NATION25, available to our listeners in Canada. Gentlemen, we got pre-gaming at 6 o'clock tonight and 7 o'clock tomorrow. So a double pre-game and weekend with Boardsy. It is a bit of a grind to figure out who all these random personalities are, but it's fun.
I like to think they are who they say they are. Just like I thought the Golden. I'm giving them the same credit I gave the Golden Knights. That I did give the Golden Knights. No longer.
New episode of Oilers Nation Radio going to drop later on this afternoon as well. Who's on post game with you the next 2 nights here, Aaron?
I'm giving a minute to find that. I was tonight for sure.
Waz gets a Friday night call.
Waz is coming back after I snubbed him and pushed him out on Saturday.
His beef is with you, not with us.
That's fair.
Was Brett on Saturday.
All right. Awesome, Brett. Giddy up. Let's get into our keys to victory to move towards the end of the show. Again, 7 o'clock puck drop between the Oilers and Coyotes. Your keys to victory are brought to you by Sherwood Power Sports and Marine. Guess what? The ground opening is coming up next Saturday. We are 8 days away, so swing by the dealership right in the heart of Sherwood Park. You can't miss it with that all-black exterior. Things get going at 11 o'clock. They roll until 3 for the grand opening. You can enter to win grand opening giveaways that include a Vamoose Ranger street e-bike, a portable power inverter generator, and a Tohatsu outboard motor. There's also going to be e-bike demos, and bring the whole family. They'll have a kids fishing game, a s'mores station, a pirate ship bouncy castle. I like that they put specifically in there, not just a bouncy castle. It will be a pirate ship bouncy castle.
Well, yeah, Rhonda Crawford's favorite books is a pirate book. Yeah.
Oh, she'll lose her shit then.
I think we're coming.
Yeah, you better be.
I wonder
face painting.
The fishing game will be.
Actually, no, we're totally coming.
Yeah,
I'm there.
I'll be there as well.
Buddy.
I wonder if the fishing game will be in the pool.
Oh.
With real
We
fish.
shouldn't make promises about that. We shouldn't make promises about that.
This is all speculation, folks.
All speculation. The pirate ship, though, that is legit. Barbecue and refreshments to fuel your day as well. So bring the family down to Sherwood Power Sports and Marine. See me, see Jay. It's all happening next Saturday, April 20th. Keys to victory this evening, gentlemen. What do you got? I'll let you guys go first because I'm still trying to
For
drum
me, it's
one up.
very simple. As we've alluded to many times on the broadcast today, the Coyotes can score.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just limit our mistakes tonight. Limit our mistakes. Don't give them reduce the amount of opportunities because they capitalize on that. But I'm okay with a certain level of mistakes because I need over 7.5.
Okay.
A comfortable amount of mistakes.
Commit
That's the
a
key.
comfortable amount of errors.
Yes.
Makes sense.
I'll just say, kind of similar to Jay, I guess, just be structured.
Mhm.
Like, and you should be able to beat this team
Yeah.
quite handedly by 7.5 goals.
So want to go -2.5, you cowards?
Oh,
Would
nope.
that be plus 130?
Yeah, it's not even
Probably.
juice. That's why.
do you-
That's why I went over 7.5. Like the only, like that's the only thing that was going to produce any kind of juice.
Plus 135.
It is.
Oh, that's
perfect.
gross.
You can
man.
go all the way up on Betway to -4.5 at 7-1.
I did that once,
Ooh.
and it was actually against the Coyotes, but it's because the Oilers had to make a statement game, and I think they kicked the crap out of them 7-1.
Plus
Which-
575 to win every period.
You don't like
$200
bet
on
at
that?
all.
I'm not, Jay. This is not a normal occurrence for me. I'm very
You could
nervous.
fly to space
Yeah.
if you hit that.
Be like Elon Musk. My key to victory is going to be all 4 lines humming once again. They got a good performance from that third line with Holloway, McLeod, and Perry. They were on the ice for 3 goals together. Carrick, Janmark, and Brown had themselves a good game. Draisaitl, Hyman, and Nuge had themselves a solid game as well. The only line that got outshot was the second line with Henrique, Fogle, and Evander Kane. The shots were 7-3 for the Golden Knights. So I want to see a little bit more from that line and say all 4 lines. If you're humming tonight, this Arizona team will just not even be close to having enough for you. So that's going to be my key to victory tonight. You're still trying to survive, and it's life without Connor McDavid and all of that. But you need all 4 lines moving.
Yeah, totally. I'm going to say my key to victory actually is Matthias Ekholm.
Wow, what a
Just
beast he's been.
Period.
He knows.
Why is he not in the Norris discussion?
Because it's just not the award. That's my only argument.
But
would
like,
be
what
that.
is the award?
The award is which defenseman scored the most points this season.
Is it just that?
I think so. I think after Carlson won it, I think that was kind of
No, but there's been defensemen that have won it that have not had the most points. So that's been proven wrong.
But Carlson had 100 points, right, last season?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And was like the worst plus minus in the league. So I
Yeah,
think
okay.
that is now
So
set a
because of
standard.
one, so you're taking 1 year and now just setting that the tone for the remaining
Well,
life
he was
of the
the
Norris
last
Trophy.
defenseman who wasn't.
Tyson Berry was the leading scoring defenseman and did
No,
not win the
I was going to
Norris.
say who was the last defenseman who was like not an elite scorer to win.
But like Ekholm is quietly becoming an elite scorer, and his plus
Yeah.
minus is insane. Like he's not going to be like if he can get it, and I'd have to see the defensive scoring race, but like he's got to be in like the top 15.
He is the highest scoring even defenseman at 5-5 since the All-Star.
Like if you took plus minus and added points, I wonder like if that was a advanced stat,
plus minus
like-
and added
and
points.
like if you took your points and added your plus minus to it, and like that was
Right.
like a metric, I wonder where he would sit in the league.
He is 11th in even strength points this season with 40 and is plus 43. So that would be a combined total of 83. The guys who I'm looking that would be above him, Quinn Hughes would be at 94. So he'd be still 11 clear of him.
Yeah.
And I think that would be it.
But like
Forsling's at 87. He'd be
so
ahead of him too.
so that's what I'm saying. He deserves to be like, should he win it? Maybe not, but he should be in the conversation, man. This guy, well, dude, he's
Bouchard's
the defenseman.
Bouchard's gonna get more Norris votes than him.
I know, but he's like, look at the defensive impact this guy has had on our team. This is the guy we needed so bad. And he had a shitty start to the season, and look at the season he's put together.
I completely agree. Just luck, and I think it looks like the last defenseman to win the Norris, who is known for more defensive game, would have been Zdeno Chara in 2009. He finished 12th in league scoring with 50 points and won the Norris that year. In 2009, the leader he had 19 goals. Mike Green led the league with 73 points in 68 games.
Yeah, and 30 goals
31
too.
goals.
Like that is a Herculean effort. It almost should be worthy of it, and still didn't do it. Because Big Z was shutting everyone down.
He finished second that year, and Lidstrom was third.
Like Ekholm is low key offensive, and he's a defensive machine.
I completely agree, and I'm not
and for
counting him out.
$6 million.
$6 million.
Like that's one of the best bargains we have on the team.
Probably the best. Draisaitl.
You could argue Perry.
Yeah.
Argue, like because his cost is so low.
Mm-hmm.
I just
Just quickly,
think Ekholm needs more. So you want to talk about underrated, but it's not. He's getting all this acclaim, but like he deserves to at least be in the conversation.
I bet he'll get
his
some
body
goals.
of work is insane.
Just quickly before we wrap it up, one more shout out to Sherwood Power Sports and Marine, the grand opening next week at their Sherwood Park spot. It is absolutely beautiful. We've been there before. I wanted to give some love to Sasky Oil fan in the chat who says they're going to be at Greta tomorrow night. I think they have like a busload of Oilers fans.
Busload of bunny hug wearing Sasky folk, my people. I love them.
They're hoping to see Connor Ingram tonight because they're coming out from his neck of the woods, and they're going to be at Greta tomorrow night. And that right there is just a smart decision. Whether you're coming in from out of town, whether you're in town, going to the game, after the game, pre, post, during, their TV setup is elite. Greta is your spot this weekend. We always do our weekend recap on Monday. When you're doing your weekend recap around the water cooler on Monday, you'll have good stories if you go to Greta.
I was lucky to go tour the Greta in Toronto.
Sick.
Oh, wow.
Is it 2 stories?
It's 2 stories. It is
games on both stories.
Massive
games on both stories.
Games on both stories.
2 stories, but you will have endless stories after your night there.
Boom.
Oh, boom.
Boy,
this guy should work in marketing.
Put that on the wall.
Stock up on the pill, says Tyler Mulick. Do they have Pilsner at Greta?
In Saskatchewan, probably.
Probably
They have
do.
one.
They have Big Deal Brewing, which is a Pilsner type of beer.
Yeah, they have their
It's not
Greta
Pilsner
Blonde,
brand.
which is really good as well. They have a ton of good beers out at Greta. Check them out this weekend. All right. That is a wrap on a Sherwood Ford Giant Game Day edition of the show. Big shout out to our pal Luke Gazdick for that. I wanted to ask him. It's Ryan Nugent-Hopkins' birthday today. Happy birthday to the Nuge. I wanted to ask Gazdick for a Nuge story, and I forgot. That's on me. I'll wear that.
Next time he's on, remember to ask him next time he's on.
Drop the ball.
Because I would like to hear his answer.
Yeah, I'd love to hear a good Nuge story from Gaz. All right, thanks to everybody in the YouTube chat for tuning in. Remember, pre-gaming coming up tonight at 6, tomorrow at 7 with Board Z, as the Oilers have a set of 2 games that will decide where they finish in the Pacific Division. Enjoy the hockey. Enjoy the weekend. We'll be back on Monday. Chat with you then.
Thank you for watching Oilers Nation Every Day. Hit the subscribe button to never miss a show. And for more, visit OilersNation.com.